In yesterday's class, we have seen how to launch a browser, how to open an URL in a browser, how to close it, right? How to terminate the process and all. Do you have any doubts in that? I hope you don't have any doubts. Okay. So after opening it, what will you do? Today I will show you how to log in into Facebook, how to log in into Gmail. Okay. That's our target for today. Uh, okay. See this. I worked on so many websites. Okay. Don't assume that I worked only on Facebook. Why I'm taking Facebook as example? Uh, anyone can easily understand. Most of the people will maintain account in Facebook, right? That's why I'm explaining everything on Facebook. Okay, we'll work on other websites also in future. Okay. Um, yeah. After opening Facebook, if I wanna enter some text into email field, first I have to find that, right? If I find email field, then I can type something into it. If I have to do that manually, then how can I find the element? By looking at the label. I will look at the label email or phone and I can identify that as email field and I will enter my username into it. If I want to find it through Selenium program, how can I do that? That I am going to tell you today. Okay. What you're supposed to do is, if you want to enter some text into it, first you need to find that element, right? So right click on the element, open that in Chrome. What I am explaining you, this process will work only in Chrome. In Firefox and IE you have to follow some other procedure, but it's really easy to find the element using Google Chrome. Okay, that's why even in real time also most of the people will use Chrome. That's why I'm explaining it in Chrome browser. Okay, what you're supposed to do is right click on the element. You will get this menu item, right? Click on inspect element. Click on inspect element. If you click on inspect element, you will find the tag like this. You will get a tag like this. This tag is responsible for this view. Okay, this tag represents this element on the page. Okay, first you have to look for ID. Okay, I'm talking about the priorities. If you find the element by ID, the performance will be good. So after inspecting the element, first look for the ID. If you don't have ID, then I will tell you other alternatives. First look for the ID. If you find the ID of the element, what you're supposed to do is just double click on it. If you double click on it, then the text will be selected. Say Control C. If you say Control C, then it will be copied. After copying it, what is supposed to do is, driver resembles our page. Okay, it represents our page. There is some API, there is some method called find element. Okay, call that method find element. Okay. After calling that find element, it will accept some by you have to specify the by. So you can find the element in many ways. You can find it by ID, you can find it by name, you can find it by CSS, you can find it by class, you can find it by XPath. So by which logic you are going to find, you should specify. Here I am trying to find the element by its ID, right? I copied the ID value. So I should choose the by logic as by ID. So I chose the logic as ID, and here you should use double quotes because it will accept string. Use double quotes and copy the value what I have copied from there. So you should say like this: driver dot find element by dot ID and the ID what I have copied from there. Okay, this will return you the email field, email element. I am saying email element. If you mouse over on it, if you hover on the red mark, it will give you the fixed variable. What is saying? Create a local variable. So like this you can create web element email element. Otherwise you can type it. This also you can type it, web element email element. I am lazy to type web element space email element. I used to do it in my real time also. I will do in this way. I will just give you a name for it. Okay, then it will ask me to create a local variable. I will click on it, then the variable will be created. This is the procedure I will follow in my programming. Okay, so after creating the email element, so after finding it, what will you do? After finding it, what will you do? You will type something, right? So to type something into a text field, the command is send keys. Typing means what? You are sending the keys in the keyboard to that particular element, right? That's why they named it as send keys. Typing means you are sending the keys A, B, C, D in your keyboard to the particular element, right? That's why they gave it as send keys. Remember it in this way. That's okay. Then you can easily remember it. There is no command called type. There is a command called send keys that will perform the type operation. Okay, whatever the email ID I wanna type there, I will provide here within the double quote. Double quote means it's a string. So I wanna type dnath961@gmail.com. To run a program, there are two ways. You can run the program or debug the program. The difference between running the program and debugging the program is, if you run it, it will run the complete program. But if you debug it, if you provide a debug point, at that point it will be stopped. If I run it completely, what will happen? It will open the browser. Sorry, here I need to open facebook.com. If I give gmail.com and if I try to find the element, no, it cannot find, right? So I'm opening facebook.com, I'm finding the element, I'm entering some text into the email field, then close will close it, quit will terminate the process. So I cannot see, right? It will run all the commands within fraction of seconds, so I cannot notice. If it closes the browser, then I cannot see whether it is entered the text or not, right? So I don't want to run the complete program. I wanna run the program till 20th line. If I wanna run the program till 20th line, I have to put a debug point at 21. How can I put the debug point? By double clicking on 21st line. If I double click on it, a point will be added. A blue color dot will be added. This is known as debug point. Okay, this is the way to add debug point. You just need to double click on the line, then the debug point will be added. After adding the debug point, what you're supposed to do is you should right click on it. You should right click on the program. You should say debug as Java application. Then browser will be launched. Facebook will be opened, and see this. This text is entered, right? The text is entered into email field. Okay. Till now, is it clear for everyone? How did I identify the element and how I am typing some text into the email field? Rajan? I will make everyone as presenters one by one. Just share your screen. If you have any personal work, just minimize it and share your screens. I just wanna see. You have to do it by your own. This is very, very important. Okay, Hari, I am making you as presenter. Just share your screen. Everyone has to maintain the template with you. Okay, whenever I ask you to write the program, you have to write in front of me. Hari, are you sharing the screen? Yeah, good.
Yes, Dev, I didn't. I just added that, but I didn't write the program.
Okay, okay, no problem. Did
Yeah,
you
yesterday I made that
set up?
template.
Did you set up WebDriver in your machine?
Yes, yes. You can see my Selenium
Yeah.
WebDriver.
Go to say you have Selenium example.java, right? Show me that. No, no, no. The first in the first tab you have oh, okay, that is set example. Okay, no problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't yesterday. I didn't miss. I missed the class, right? I just
Okay, no
gone through the chat.
problem.
Yeah.
Go to your Gmail. Go to your Gmail.
1 second.
Okay, otherwise you will write the program later. Uh,
Yeah.
do one thing for me. Open gmail.com.
You want me to log out here?
No, 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 I'm not able to see. Open your browser and open Google Chrome and open gmail.com. If you have already logged in, open incognito window. Do you know
Just
what is incognito window? At the top right corner, you can see three horizontal lines.
yes, yes. I did that.
Okay, open incognito window and open gmail.com.
Yeah. You able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, I'm able to see.
Yeah. I just open and I just find the inspected element and find this properties.
Yeah, now tell me what is the username? What is the, how can you find the username field in Gmail? Yeah, what procedure you will follow?
On the here I can see the inspect element.
Yeah, yeah, you will click on it, then,
Then it will move to the
yeah,
here. It will highlight and I
yeah,
can find that ID as email and name.
yeah. So what is the command you will
And then
write to find that?
the command to write. I didn't get you exactly.
So what is the method you will call to find that?
In the
On top of
Selenium,
driver. Yeah,
in
in
the
Selenium. Yeah, yeah.
uh, it's
Yeah.
I just
No,
gone through it.
yeah, no problem. If you are not in a position to recall, I will repeat it. You will call driver.find element.
Find element, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
In that you should say by dot. By which logic you are going to find? You are going to find by ID, right?
by ID,
So by
by
ID,
ID
and you
dot.
will provide the email. Capital EMAIL is right. That is the ID. What you have copied from there, that you have to give. Then
Yes,
it will return a web element. Web element represents this email field, and above the web element you will call send keys, and within double quotes you will provide the string what you wanna enter there. Okay.
enter. Yeah,
Okay. It's clear, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Good. Okay. 1 minute. Rajan, can you share your screen? Sorry, I got a call. I made you as presenter. Can you share your screen? Do it quickly, man. Yeah. Oh, open your Eclipse. You didn't open? Okay, no problem. Did you open your Eclipse? Okay. Do you have the template with you? You can unmute and talk. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, do one thing from tomorrow onwards. Okay, keep the template with you. Whenever I ask you to write, you have to write the code and show it to me. Okay? You understood the process, right? How to find the elements and how can we enter it? Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
this one, right?
Yeah, WebDriver program template. So create a program, okay, like my first Selenium program, and copy the code, whatever you have within the class, within the template class you have, right? So that you have to copy from driver dot to get. You need to start. If I ask you to do something on Facebook.com, you have to replace Mintra.com with Facebook.com. There you have to write the code, driver dot find element, something like that. Okay. After the
Okay.
class, everyone has to write the code to log in into facebook.com. That is the exercise. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Pushta, can you share your screen? Do you have the template with you? Okay. If you are not ready, it's okay. I will make myself as presenter. Okay. But
Dev,
yeah. Yeah.
Dev, this is Hari.
Yeah. Tell me, Hari.
Yeah, I just did everything. I just want your help here. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. I will make you as presenter. Yeah. Create it, man. My first Selenium class, something like that.
Yeah, I just created everything.
That is not set key, man. Send keys.
Sandy, okay, that's what I was.
Do one thing, okay, don't try to remember it, just remove it entire. After that you have set key, right? Remove it.
Okay,
Yeah, there is no need to remember the method names,
okay.
just remove that. Are removing? I am not able to see, still I am seeing set key. Yeah,
Oh, I just removed it.
after the dot just remove it.
I removed it. I guess in
Okay,
data entry.
maybe it's taking time to reflect. I will
Yeah, yeah.
wait. Yeah, good. So now, uh, so just remember first two letters of it. That is fine. Say SE, type SE, SE.
Okay.
And now press Control Space.
There is no default. No default proposal is showing.
Did you type SE? I'm not able to
Yes,
see.
yes, yes.
1 minute. It's taking time to load. Yeah, now press control space.
It says not template proposals.
Is it SE only?
Yes.
Hey, sorry man, sorry. You shouldn't do it on top of driver.
Okay.
Driver dot find element will return you web element. Okay, that new element you should keep in this line. In front of driver dot find element, you should keep it. Driver dot find element will return you web element, right? At 18th line, you should say new element.
Okay. So before calling
Yeah,
find
find
element.
element. The find element will return you the new element, right? That is the email element. Don't say it as new element, say it as email element. Then that will give meaningful name to it. Remove
Okay.
19th line. Remove it completely. 19th line.
You want me to take it up? Okay.
Yeah, remove it. Remove 19th line, and in 18th line keep email element in front of driver dot find element. Say email element equal to.
Okay. So what do I need to give for this email element? Create local variable.
Yeah.
Which one I need to do? Create local variable?
No, man. 1 minute. In front of driver dot find element. I mean to say at the line starting, not as the above line.
Yeah, I just give that. Email element is equal to driver dot
Yeah,
variable.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, okay. Now it's reflecting. Yeah, now hover on email element. Yeah, click on create local variable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got that.
So that gave you a web element, right? That web element can control the email field in Gmail. Okay.
Okay.
Now on top of email element, say email element dot se and say control space.
So it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Now in 20th line, type email element dot se and control space.
Yeah.
No. Don't type it. Say email e and control space. Then that will come. Yeah, good. Now se control space. Yeah. Now within double quotes, provide your email ID.
Yeah, I did that. I am running the application.
Oh, okay then. Yeah. It's very slow. Yeah. Put the
Yeah, it's
debug
working.
point at 20th line. Then you can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I already did that. It's working. Okay, you
Okay
can
then.
continue.
Okay,
Nice,
man.
nice.
Yeah. It's working, right?
Yes, it's working.
Yeah, this is the procedure. So in front of driver.find element only you have to keep. Understand one thing, driver.find element is a method that is returning web element that you have to receive, and top of the web element you can do any kind of operation. Okay?
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good. So I will make myself a presenter now. So if I call driver.close, then the browser will be closed. If I call driver.quit, then it will terminate the process. Now let me continue with my program. So after finding email field, I will enter it now. So there is another way to inspect the element. If the window is already open, there is no need to go here, click on inspect element. You can do it in some other way. If the window is already open, if the window is not there, if this window is not there, you will say, you will right click on the element, you will say inspect element. Okay. if the window is already there, sometimes if you inspect it first time, it will come here, it will come in the right side of the page. What you have to do is, there is an icon here, there is an icon here. Okay, if you click on this icon, if you click on this icon, it will come down, dock to bottom. If you click on that, then it will come to the downside of the page. Okay, if the window is already there, then there is no need to go here and inspect the element. What you can do is, there is an icon called select an element. There is an icon to select the element. Okay, what you supposed to do is, click on the icon, click on this icon, then you can choose any kind of the element on the web page. Now we are going to find password, right? Click on the password field, then the tag will be highlighted. What is the idea of it? Pass. Okay, double click on it, then the text will be highlighted. Say driver.find element by.id. This is password field, right? Say password element. Okay, then password element dot send keys. So so this is test account only, so this is my password. Okay, so I will find username field, I will enter some value into it. I will find password field, I will enter some value into it. Then I have to click on login button, right? So what is the idea of it? The idea of it is u_0_v. This is not constant, sometimes it will change. This is not the right practice to use this ID, okay? Because it contains u_0_v, right? Sometimes it will come as _n, sometimes it will come as _p, something like that. So it's good to find it by this ID. The label ID is always constant, login button. So it's good to find by this ID. How can I find whether the ID is dynamically changing or not? I will tell you later. Okay, for now, remember this, don't find it by this ID, it's good to find it by label ID. Okay, driver dot find element by dot id. Within the double quotes I will provide the ID. Here I will say login button, login button. Okay, this is a web element. Now login button dot, so send keys will type, right? If you wanna click on it, the method is click only. If you say click, then it will be clicked. The button will be clicked. Okay, so I have written the code, right? Now let me run this code. So it opened Facebook, entered password, and it clicked on click button. I got my page. It's so simple. Okay, now if I call driver.close and driver.quit, then it will close it and it will terminate the process. The advantage in Selenium is, in initialize driver I gave Chrome, right? That's why it ran in Chrome. By simply changing it to Firefox, I can run the same program in Firefox. See this. If you change the initialize in the initialize driver, instead of saying Chrome, if you say Firefox and run the program, with the same code, you can run it in Firefox also. So it opened it in Firefox. Yeah, the Facebook page is opened. Now it's closing it, it's terminating the process. So that's the advantage of Selenium. That's why many people are preferring it. If you write the code once, you can run the code in all popular browsers, Firefox, Chrome, IE, you can easily run the same program. That's the advantage we have with Selenium. Till now, is it clear for everyone? This is the exercise for you. I don't share this code with you guys. Okay, you have to write the code by your own. Okay. Now I will write the code to log in into Gmail also. Let me remove this code. Let me open gmail.com. Okay, if I want to open gmail.com, here in the URL I should provide gmail.com. Okay, I provided gmail.com. Now let me inspect the element. So I will click on it, I will inspect it. What is the ID of the element? First we should look for ID. Okay, otherwise I will do one thing. I will show it using name. Assume that there is no ID. If the ID is available, we will go ahead with ID. Assume that ID is not available. If ID is not available, then we will look for name. Okay. So assume that ID is not available. That's why I'm looking for name. If I find name, what I supposed to do is, like ID, here also we'll double click on it. We will copy the value. Okay. The only difference you will see for ID and name is you will call find element only. And here, instead of saying by.id, if you are going to find by ID, you should say by ID. If you are going to find by name, you should say by.name. If you copy the name attribute value, so in the tag, I have to tell you few terms. This input is known as tag. This ID, name, placeholder, everything is known as attributes. Okay, remember these terms. This input is known as tag. Okay, for any element, the first one is known as div, label, span. These are all known as tags. Okay, this ID, type, spell check, placeholder, name. These are all known as attributes. Attributes of that element. Attributes. Note it down. If you are maintaining a notes, note it down. So name equal to email is an attribute. Placeholder, enter your email is an attribute. Type equal to email is an attribute. Okay. And now attribute I can make it into two. I can segregate it into two. Type is known as attribute name. Attribute name. Type is known as attribute name. That is the value which is before type is known as attribute name. The value what you have after equal to is known as attribute value. So by using attributes you can find the elements. So for any element you should look for ID attribute first. To find any element first you should look for ID attribute. If you don't have ID attribute, then you should look for name attribute. You should look for name attribute. So you should copy the value of that, and here in the program, if you are finding it by ID attribute value, you should say by.id. If you are finding by name attribute value, you should say by.name. Here I am assuming that ID is not there. That's why I am finding the element by name. Okay. That's why here in the program I am calling by.name and I am providing the value email. So I will say email element. Okay, email element dot send keys. I'm giving my email ID. Okay. After providing email ID, what will I do? I will click on this. I should click on this next button, right? So to click on it, I should find this element. What is the ID of it? Next. What is the name of it? Name is sign in. Okay. So if I wanna find it by ID, I should say driver.find element. Driver.find element by dot. If I copy ID attribute value, then I should say, so for any element you can find it in many ways. So I can find this element by dot id next. This is one way to find it. By id next button. I am naming it as next button. This is one way. Otherwise I can say driver dot find element by dot name. What is the name attribute value? Sign in, right? So I can find it in both ways. Which is preferable? ID is preferable. If you have ID, you should always go ahead with ID. If you don't find ID, then you should find it using name. But in this example, I am concentrating on names. So I am finding the element by name. Instead of finding it by ID, I am finding it by name. This is not the good practice, but for the example, I am finding the element by name. Okay, remember that. Okay, after finding the next button, what will I do? I will click on it, right? So I will enter email ID and I will click on it. So I entered my email ID and I am clicking on next button. Then the password field came. What is the name of it? Passwd. So I will say driver dot find element by dot name password. Okay, here for send keys and click, you can do in this way also. You can return it to a web element and you can call send keys on top of it, or you can directly call send keys. This is also allowed. Okay, you can do it in any way. So I'm giving some dummy password. I am giving the password as password. Okay, so here I am, the find element will return the web element. I'm receiving it to email element. I am calling send keys. Otherwise, I will directly call this find element will give it, right, and on top of it I can directly call send keys. This is also allowed. You can use any one of the ways, but this is the right way. If you do it in this way, the debugging process will be easy for you. So I suggest this way, but you can do in this way also. You can directly call send keys, but this is suggestible. Receiving it to web element on top of it calling send keys is suggestible because it will be helpful in debugging mode. So I'm entering password into it. Password. Okay, then what will I do? I will click on sign in button, right? So to click on sign in button, I have to find it. What is the name of it? Name of it is sign in. So I will call driver dot find element by dot name equal to sign in. Then on top of it, I will call click. Okay. Now let me run this program. So it opened gmail.com. So it got failed. Okay, what is saying? Unable to locate the element password. So if you get the errors like this, what you supposed to do is you should come at the end, you should come to the end, you should scroll down, you should look for our program name. Our program name is my first selenium program.java, right? So you should look for the program name and you should click on the link. If you click on the link, he will highlight the line at which the error is coming. He's saying at this line the error is coming. What is the error? No such element exception. The reason for it is Java will execute the commands within fraction of seconds. Okay, within milliseconds it will execute the commands. The problem here is in the sign in, I have the email field. I entered some text into it and I am clicking on next button. Okay, so I should give valid email ID. If I say next button, after clicking on next button, password field is appearing, right? So to load this password field, it will take some time. It may take 1 second or 2 seconds. Within that time, if this command is getting executed, if this line of code is getting executed, it cannot find that element, right? The element is not there before clicking on the next button. After clicking on the next button, the element is coming. So till the element is coming, you should wait. This process is known as synchronization. You have to understand this concept well. Here the problem is We are running the commands in Java and that will be executed on the browser. Sometimes what will happen, because of your previous action, the next element will appear on the page. To load that element on the page, it will take some time, maybe 1 second or 2 seconds or 5 seconds. Within that time, if the code is getting executed, if the code is doing some operation on top of the next element before it's loading itself, then definitely it will say no such element, right? It is taking 5 seconds to load, but within 2 seconds itself I am trying to type something into it. Within 2 seconds itself I am trying to click on it. Then definitely I will get no such element error. I will get this no such element exception. So what I have to do, till that element is getting loaded, I should wait, right? I will take separate class on these wait commands. How can we wait for the element presence? For now I am directly putting, okay, there is something called wait util. Wait util dot wait for element presence. There is some method called wait for element presence. Wait util, this is a class I have written, okay. I will explain it later how to implement this class and all. For now remember this. I am adding wait util dot wait for element presence driver, and you should pass for which element you are waiting. We are looking for this element only, right? So I am providing by.name equal to password. How to implement it and all I will tell you later. For now you have to understand why we are adding this line. The reason for it is, here you are trying to find the field whose name is equal to password. Okay, after clicking on it, within half second itself, this command or this line of code will be called. So within half second, it is trying to find the field by password field. But to add that password field to the page, this this website is taking, or this browser is taking 1 second or 2 seconds. So within 1 second, if I try to find the field by name field, by password name, then I cannot find it, right? That's why I'm getting the error. So what I'm saying, wait for element presence. I'm adding a method called wait for element presence. What it will do means, it will wait for max timeout. That means it will wait max 2 minutes of time. Within the time, if it doesn't find, then only it will throw no such element exception. So the purpose of wait for element presence is, it will wait for the max time. If it doesn't find it within the max time, then it will throw the exception. Okay, I will take separate session on this, on wait commands. For now, just remember it. We are running the commands in Java. They will be executed using JavaScript. They will be executed on the browser. If the action on the browser doesn't happen quickly, then you will get these kind of errors. How can you solve it? By adding a wait command here. Now let me run the code again. See this. So it entered email, it entered password. We again got error. The reason for it is, let me try with this. I will tell the reason for all these errors. This is not the right time to discuss. So see this, now all the errors are gone. It entered username, it entered password, and it clicked on sign in button. That's why I'm getting the email and password you entered don't match. Okay. Why we encountered that error earlier means for the next button also name is sign in, for this button also the name is sign in. So it got confused. Instead of finding the sign in button, it found the next button that is invisible now. That's why it is throwing the error. That's why. So if two buttons have same names, then you should not use the name. You should find it by ID. Okay. So these are all things I will tell you later. But for now, this is the procedure. You have to inspect the element. You should look for the ID. If you have ID, find it by ID. If you wanna type something, you should call send keys method. If you wanna click on the button, you should call click method. Okay. If you get element not found exception, you should add wait for element presence method. Okay. The Gmail sign in is bit tricky. We will try to automate this later, but for today the exercise is try to automate login action into FB. That is straightforward. You can do that with this knowledge. Okay, write a program to log in into Facebook. Okay, I will check that tomorrow. That is the exercise for today. Do you have any doubts in today's session? Like I explained Gmail, right? So how did I implement wait command? I will tell you in next sessions, but why did I add wait command? You have to understand. Is it clear for everyone? Why did I add wait command here? Rajan? Okay, good. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Do that exercise. Write the program. So copy the template and write the code by your own. I will definitely check tomorrow. Okay? Write the code to log in into Facebook. Yeah, I will send this recording. But don't look at the code in the recording. Okay? Try to write the code by your own. Don't write the code for me. Okay? Try to write the code for your learnings.